If you're looking into a second citizenship so that you can increase your global mobility, it's really important to find out what all of your options are and to consider all of those options. A lot of people that come into this situation have tunnel vision. They read an article about some citizenship by investment program in the Caribbean or a citizenship by descent program in Spain, and they just zoom in on that one program. That's all they think about. They figure out whether they qualify, whether they're interested, and that's the end of it. It's not really the best way of going about the process. There's over 200 countries and territories in the entire world, and many of those, if not most of those, have some sort of program that allows people to gain citizenship by descent if they qualify, or by investment, or what I consider the traditional path, which is basically getting residency somewhere, living there for a number of years, and then applying for naturalization. So as a general matter, there's three big categories that you want to consider, okay? The first one is citizenship or a residency by investment, okay? This is exactly how it sounds. The idea is that there's some countries out there, 5 in the Caribbean, 1 in the South Pacific, a few in Europe, Turkey, that allow people to apply for citizenship after making either a qualifying donation, which means you give the money up and then it's gone, or an investment in the country. That's citizenship by investment. Obviously, you have to have some sort of means, you have to have resources in order to qualify for that. So let's put the first category as citizenship by investment. The second category is citizenship by descent. Okay, citizenship by descent. The idea being that you have a parent or a grandparent, sometimes even a great-grandparent, sometimes even beyond a great-grandparent, that was born in a previous country or was a citizen of another country, and you may qualify for them. Citizenship by descent is the most complicated of these paths, okay? The reason it's the most complicated is because it's more difficult to assess your eligibility. This is something where you definitely want to have the help of a professional, somebody who understands the laws of all of these different countries that are offering citizenship by descent programs, especially liberal citizenship by descent programs, such as what is happening right now in Central Europe and Eastern Europe. And the idea is you want to find out whether you qualify. Obviously, if you qualify for citizenship by descent, there is not a donation that is involved or a big monetary investment. So while it can be more difficult to find out if somebody qualifies or to prove that qualification by getting old documents, citizenship by descent obviously can be much, much more cost effective than exploring citizenship by investment. A few countries that have very liberal citizenship by descent programs that are fairly new, I say fairly, I mean in the last 10 years or so, some of which are just in the last year or two, are Hungary, Czechia, Poland, Croatia. There's a number of them. So that's citizenship by descent. The third general category you want to think about is what I call the traditional route, which is basically getting residency in a country or some sort of authorized stay that qualifies the person for naturalization after a number of years. Okay, so this is what I call traditional naturalization, residency leading to naturalization. This option obviously is open as well in most countries around the world, not every country still, but most countries. And the idea is that if you are willing to spend time on the ground there, have a lot of physical presence in the country, after a certain number of years, you'll qualify for naturalization. Again, I'm generalizing. Every country, every program has its own different caveats. Now, a few countries don't have strict physical presence requirements. Many of them, especially in Europe, require you to be on the ground 6 months or more. The United States is also like that. In order to qualify for naturalization, a person has to be spending more days in the year than in the country than outside of the country. So 6 months and a day, for example. So many European countries are like that, most are, but not all of them are. There are some countries out there that have physical presence requirements that are less onerous, only a few months. There are some countries that have physical presence requirements that have no statutory minimum, which means there is not an absolute hard minimum number of days that you have to be in the country. Obviously, that's something to consider. So those are the three, that's the third category. Those are the three big categories. Now, obviously, there's all different other types of smaller ways that people qualify. A less popular way that sometimes people qualify is by marriage. So again, we're talking about citizenship by marriage, not residency by marriage. Many countries allow you to become a permanent resident in the country if you are married to one of their nationals, but only a few countries allow you to apply straight away for citizenship if you marry a person that is a citizen of that country. So we'll put marriage as a citizen as one of the extra categories, less common. And the other extra category that exists is extraordinary citizenship. Okay, so citizens of people who are extraordinary, have extraordinary talents. So if you're somebody that is a world-renowned author or an athlete or an artist, or if you've done great things, okay, you've discovered some sort of things as a scientist or as a professor, etc., etc. There may be countries in which you may qualify for citizenship, exceptional citizenship. Now, obviously, this is done in a bid to try to attract talent, human resources to a country, talented people, by offering them citizenship. But that's something to consider if you have done great things. So that's it for this video. If you want more videos specifically talking about different programs in different countries, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button. And if you have questions about this video or about any types of programs, citizenship by descent or investment, throw them in the comment section below. Lastly, if you're interested in finding out what your options are, click on the link below, book a consultation. We can get on the phone or Zoom and talk about your particular situation, what your goals are, and find out where you may qualify.